Chelsea won, Manchester United won at the Battle of the Bridge, the Battle of the Tacticians, the Battle of chess. It was a game of chess between two really tactical managers. We've got to break it down into little subsections really, because we started so well. I didn't expect the game to go like that, especially in the first 30 minutes or the first half. How it was in the second half for us was more what I thought it would be. Chelsea dominating possession, us trying to hit them on the counter-attack, looking for them transitions, but it was anything but that. We started on the front foot, our rotation was really well, we were dominant, to the point where Graham Potter had a massive, massive problem. And the only regret that I think I have, obviously, yeah, we didn't win the game, but we didn't score in that first 30, 35 minutes when we were clearly on top of Chelsea. And it's credit to Graham Potter, really, because he saw exactly what was wrong. His side was getting overrun in midfield. He brings on Kovacic, which is he's a quality player. And then they kind of wrestled back possession. But could you say we were wasteful in them first exchanges? I would say yes, we were really wasteful in terms of the final product in the final third. But I take confidence from just doing things the correct way, being dominant at the back, being dominant in midfield, and actually arriving at the right positions in the final third. We just weren't clinical enough and didn't make the right choices. Sancho, which a lot of people have already said tonight, just wasn't at the races from minute one, struggled throughout the game, hence why he was taken off early in the second half as well. Rashford goes through, he forces a save from Kepa on his second one. On his first one, people want to talk about the Ronaldo thing, so he would have scored that, but listen, he could arguably do better. He goes for the little dink, but I think Kepa come out pretty big and made himself big and shut down the angle quite well. Anthony's one, kind of clean through on Kepa's near post, but it's on his right foot. Doesn't have that kind of finesse where he can just ease it into the net, pass it into the net, and that was frustrating, because then the second half it was Chelsea. We looked a bit jaded. I think the injury to Rafael Varane didn't help us as well, and it wasn't all Chelsea in terms of we're being peppered, but we just looked disjointed and we just wasn't at it offensively. But having said that, the desire and the belief and the willingness and the hunger that this team is starting to show under Erik ten Hag is so refreshing. It's so good to see the boys fight. It's so good to see the boys not give up. And they're all in it together. The unity is so strong throughout the squad, and they're riding difficult moments. I think defensively, it's actually our best area of the pitch right now. Up front, we're a little bit unpredictable in terms of, are we going to finish our chances? Midfield, we're starting to go through the gears and improve. Casemiro, I'll talk about him, and Bruno's improving last few games. But what we can do is look at the back four, and including the back five with David De Gea. And I'm looking at it and I just feel so calm and comfortable at the centre-back partnership, which is a damn shame about Varane. He was basically in tears because, like I said, he knows his body and he feels like he's done a significant injury there, and that will be his World Cup gone. I really do hope that that's not the case, like KG said in his fan view. Hopefully he thinks it's worse than it actually is, and he can make it to the World Cup and more importantly after that as well, and he won't be out for a long-term injury. But he was down for some time, and that was really concerning. But him and Martinez just give us that calmness, that assertiveness, and that solidity at the back. Diogo Dalot was really good today. He's looked leggy in some games because he's just the sheer high amount of volume of games he's playing. But he is in good shape. He is super fit. Great set of lungs on him, and he was up and down. And what's improved the most, I think, for Dalot, and I know he can be competent on the ball, etc., and we want more in terms of assists from him, and he'll know that. He's trying to work on that, and he's trying to keep pushing. But defensively, I think he's just a lot more aware. I remember, and the system helps him in the shape. It isn't just only Dalot improving, but coupled with the team doing better. But Dalot has improved in his defending. He's improved in his awareness. He's improved in his duels. He's winning all his battles, and I think he made a dart and running like the latter stages of the game, 85th minute onwards. And he's just shown how physically strong he is. He's playing game after game, week after week. I think he's played every single game at right back. And he's doing really well by doing that. So he was a massive plus. Casemiro, look, he rescues a point for us at the end with a fantastic header. It's just what we needed. That Real Madrid mentality of never say die, don't stop. And actually, away from his goal, he was really influential today. I lost count of the amount of times he was intercepting and being in the right place at the right time. He was decent on the ball as well. Gave away a couple, of course. Every player is going to do that. But I think he's starting to arrive. I was, on him when he first come. You guys know it. I know you call it a Casemiro agenda, etc. But I think you can see now that I was just waiting for him to arrive and just calling it as I saw. He's definitely taken that spot off Scott McTominay. The penalty, look, I think it's naive. I just don't think you should be defending like that. But I do accept, now I've calmed down a bit in the heated moment, those things are happening in the Premier League a lot and they're not being given. It is a consistency thing. But I just think, let's just take care of ourselves. You just don't defend like that. But to go 1-0 down in that manner, you guys saw me here at UVHQ. I was dejected. I literally thought that was it. I thought we'd lost. KG was saying, nah, we'll be all right. And for the boys to keep going and doing that, and find that extra gear. Luke Shaw with a fantastic ball in for Casemiro, which Casemiro still got a lot to do, by the way. He didn't put it on a plate for him. It's a fantastic cross, but Casemiro had a lot to do and he did it. And also Elanga coming on, you've got to say he had an impact. He wasn't on the pitch long, but he drove at Jorginho, got him booked, and he made a couple of overlapping runs as well and got himself into the box. And that's a place for him now where, Ten Hag's a fair manager. Is he going to take Sancho out the firing line? So, listen, we are building confidence. We're building solidity. And in the end, that's a really good point away to Chelsea. And I think that we're starting to see the best of Ten Hag. I think his in-game management, his reactions to whatever Potter was doing and vice versa was fascinating to see. And it's so refreshing to see a manager so tactically astute, so tactically switched on as to what needed to be done. He was on to Fred early, 55th minute, something like that. To say, you're going to be coming in, we're going to need you. And it was exactly the right move to make for Sancho. Later on, Eriksen came off. That was the right thing to do as well. And I just think Ten Hag played it spot on. And I think individual errors or lack of quality, again, is stopping us just from being where we need to be and disposing of teams and killing teams off. We still lack that. But what we do have in the counter to that is just complete solidity, complete unity within that squad, strength in belief, and they're just really starting to show it. So a decent week, man, a good week, man. You're beating Spurs in the manner that we did. Large parts of that, really happy with today. And it puts us in good stead to go against Sharif midweek. Lindelof's got to step up now. We're going to need Harry Maguire back now as well. If Varane's going to be out for that long, there's a lot of games. And, we're gonna need some stability in that area. But hopefully it's Lindelof who comes into there and starts to play. And just a quick one for me. Martinez, this guy is just so infectious. I love him. I think he's a breath of fresh air. I think he's just given us exactly what we've needed. And he's just, whether it's in his duels, whether it's winning headers, whether it's, more importantly, it's on the ball. The way he progresses the ball through the lines is just so good to see. He needs a good partner next to him, though. He can't do it by himself. As much as I'm saying Martinez is very good, if you don't have him next to a person like Varane or similar to a Lindelof modus with Maguire, it does change things. He's not superhuman. So hopefully Lindelof can stay by his side as well. My man of the match, I'm going to give it Casemiro, man. He come through clutch. He showed that Real Madrid Casemiro mentality there. Closely followed by Diogo Dalot for me as well. I'm out of here. Manchester United, well done. Keep running.